physicals scheduled. We're accepting new patients of all ages. Warner Hospital and Health Services Family Medicine Clinic in Clinton is ready to provide your child's school physicals as another way we bring compassionate care close to home.
Your friend in Central Illinois. WHOW.
It's the WHOW Morning Show. I'm your host today, Ben Hubbard. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, courtesy of Peterson Insurance, your Pekin insurance agent in Clinton. My guest on the Zoom in this segment, Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch. Mr. Mayor, how are we doing today?
Doing good, Ben. How are you?
Good. Thanks so much for taking time for me. I know this is our first chance to chat, but I know one of the big talking points between you and Seth recently has obviously been tourism in Lincoln. And what's the latest on all that?
Yeah. For those who weren't aware, Lincoln has decided to start their own tourism department.
Mm-hmm.
And so we, as part of that, we have a pretty cool exhibit that is being donated to us from up around Chicago, a gentleman named John Rue and his wife, Darlene.
Nice.
And it is a Route 66 train exhibit. So to house that and then start our program, we bought the old State Bank property on Broadway. So we've been working on getting that closed, the deal on the exhibit closed up, and then having a lot of conversations because part of that bank building is going to be a economic development incubator.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of work going on. And then also on the side, we're trying to help the Logan County Tourism Bureau. They still want to remain in operation and serve the outlying communities. So been having a lot of conversations with them to make sure they keep moving along too. So a lot going on.
Yeah. What have those conversations with the Logan County Tourism Department looked like?
Really, we're working through, obviously we're separating some ties here.
Right.
And so part of that, they have to have funds to operate.
Yeah.
And we have agreed to provide $30,000 and the county is going to match them or they're going to match us to help support the Bureau. So we've been working through the details of that agreement. And also there's a lot of really cool Route 66 artifacts down here and attractions like the world's largest covered wagon. We just got these new Lincoln letters, this really new cool donut down at Mellow Cream, just to name a few. And so we've been working through transfer of those assets to the city simply because the city has the means to properly insure them and maintain them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're in the city limits. So we got approval of their board this week, and next week the council should approve the funding agreement, the transfer of those assets, and then we can keep moving forward on that.
Awesome. Great stuff.
Yep.
You mentioned that part of the new exhibit building in the old State Bank building is going to be an economic incubator. And I've gotten to write a couple stories with your audio in the last couple of weeks, and you've used that phrase before. And so I'm curious what you mean by incubator and why you're using that word specifically.
Yeah, I'll tell you where the idea came from. I took a tour as part of my tourism work that we've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
I took a tour of Pontiac, Illinois.
Yeah.
And I really went up there to see their Route 66 program and how successful it was. But while I was there visiting, in one of their adjacent parking lots near their municipal building down there, they had these things in the shacks sitting in the parking lot. I refer to them as like she shacks because they're really nice pastel colors. They're done really well. It's something that you might see in that respect. No offense to the term she shack. It's just it's a heavily used term.
Yeah.
And they actually use those buildings to let people that want to start a business up kind of get their feet wet without a lot of overhead and expense.
Oh.
And so they can rent those shacks for a period of time and kind of, test the waters with their business. Well, we haven't had a chamber of commerce in Lincoln for a number of years now.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing pretty good. We got some good partners with an organization called LEAD and some other efforts. Downtown businesses are doing really well, but we really need to kind of pull everything together and help drive our economic development here. And so that space that I'm talking about in that building, it's perfectly set up already. When you walk in, there's offices, there's furniture. We're not going to have to do a whole lot of work in that space. And there's a really nice conference room in the back of there.
Mm-hmm.
And so our idea is that we can partner with some of our economic partners here locally. And we've had businesses that want to get involved too. And they want to occupy some of that space, test out their business. We've also got a program down here called the CEO program that
Yeah.
gives young entrepreneurs an opportunity.
Mhm.
And so exploring an idea of possibly letting them use some of that space as well. And really kind of a one-stop shop for anybody that wants to start a business in Lincoln, where they can come, they can get the information they need. Because right now it's a little all over the place. As a matter of fact, the ribbon cut I'm going to here today at 10 o'clock, that business expressed frustration about being, given the runaround when they're trying to get things done.
Mhm.
And it wasn't that anybody didn't know what they were doing. It's just there's a lot of moving parts to start a business. So we're trying to solve that problem while we're trying to help tourism here locally as well.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned that you had kind of gotten that idea from going up to Pontiac, and it makes me curious, how often are you, corresponding with other community leaders along Route 66 or in Logan County to kind of get those ideas?
Yeah, this particular one with Pontiac came about because we've hired a director named Scott McCoy,
Yeah.
and I've used his name a lot lately. But I mean, Scott's just he's in my mind he's Mr. Route 66. He
Yeah.
knows what he's doing. He was involved in Pontiac. He's involved in the Giants program in Atlanta.
Mhm.
So I've been talking with Scott for probably about 2 years now, off and on, just about tourism and miscellaneous things. But I do periodically get an opportunity to interact with local mayors within Logan County.
Mhm.
And I think this museum that we're putting together is going to open up a lot of other conversations with other Route 66 partners, up and down the byway.
Yeah.
So really, really looking forward to what this whole new opportunity brings for Lincoln
Yeah.
and Logan County for that matter.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, while we're on the topic of tourism, one of the biggest events, and hopefully will bring some people into Lincoln's coming up this month, and that's Balloon Fest. Tell me a little bit about that event.
Yeah, Balloon Fest has been going on for a number of years, quite a few. And we did have 1 year during COVID where we were unable to, but um, the organizers of that, Seth Goodman, Kevin Bateman, and some others down here, they put a lot of time and energy, them and their committees. And again, they brought back another phenomenal program. Last couple of years, they partnered with Open Arms because they have a really big campus out there on Route 10. It's the old Lincoln Christian University property.
Okay.
And this year, I think there's 38 balloons that are going to come in, which is one of the largest balloon showings in the state.
Yeah.
Um, Part of that is a KCBS sanctioned barbecue competition in downtown Lincoln.
Nice.
And they got 35 teams, I was told yesterday already. So if barbecue's your thing, come down. We got dock dogs. There's an art fair that's going on. There's a vendor fair out at the Oasis. I'm probably missing one or two things, but there's just an awful lot going on outside of the balloons. But the balloons will fly, weather permitting, the 22nd, 23rd. I'm not sure about the 24th. So we'll see. But you can go to the Balloons Over 66 Facebook page. It's got all the details, all the answers you need. And if you got a question, send them a message. They'll get back to you.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think is the benefit to being able to host this event in Lincoln?
Well, obviously, it's a economic development driver.
Mhm.
When you get 10 to 20,000 people coming into our town over a short period, you've got people that are buying gas and people that are shopping in our businesses and eating in our restaurants, filling up our hotels.
Mhm.
Um, just those things off the top of my head are things that drive our community. But, also it's an opportunity for us to showcase Lincoln
Yeah.
and all of the really cool things Lincoln has to offer. We're a historic community, the only community in the world named after Abraham Lincoln before he was the 16th president.
Really?
Um,
That's a fun fact.
yeah, and it is fun fact. We got, and then all those cool tourist attractions. I mean, one I didn't mention earlier is the phone booth on top of City Hall.
Mhm.
That's a weird, quirky thing, but it's in all of the Route 66 travel guides. So, um, it's just a great opportunity. And like today, I'm going to another business ribbon cut.
Mhm.
We've got new businesses opening up all the time, and it's just a great way to showcase Lincoln.
Yeah, absolutely. Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch on the morning show. Anything else on tourism you wanted to cover before we take a quick break?
No, that was it. Quite a bit. Thank you for letting me talk about it.
Yeah, of course. Again, that is Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch on the WHOW morning show. We'll be right back.
WHOW.
LFB.org. Let's check the markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Higher across the board with corn, beans, and Chicago wheat. September corn up 3.5, 378.5. December corn up 4.25, 401.5. March corn 418.25, up 4.25. September beans up 8, 1015.5. November beans up 8.25, 1037. January beans up 8, 1056.25. September wheat 507.25, up 3 3/4. December wheat up 3.5, 528. September bean meal down a dime, 284.20. September bean oil 52.67, up 68 cents. Livestock trade, August feeders 341.42, up $1.02. August live cattle 233.50, up 15 cents. October lean hogs 89.07, down a nickel. Energy market, September crude oil 63.26, down 70 cents. This is the RFD Radio.
When it comes to finding primary care, you can be seen at any doctor's office, but at Memorial Care, you're not just seen, you're heard. Our primary care team takes the time to listen to you, building a lasting relationship based on transparency and trust. So when you notice a change in your health, you've got a team that's ready to advocate for what you need. Memorial Care, real connections. Learn more at memorial.health/primary care.
Now you can listen to WHOW on any Amazon Alexa-enabled device. There are 3 easy steps. Step 1.
Download the free Alexa app by going to the App Store on your mobile device.
Step 2. Enable our skill by going to the menu, select Skills, then find WHOW, open the skill.
Step 3. Activate the skill by saying, Alexa, play WHOW radio.
That's all there is to it.
And to stop the WHOW stream, just say, Alexa, stop.
WHOW, now on the Amazon Alexa app.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
It's the WHOW Morning Show. I'm your host today, Ben Hubbard. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, courtesy of Peterson Insurance, your Pekin insurance agent in Clinton. Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch, my guest on the Zoom today. And Mr. Mayor, something that I feel like I don't hear about mayors doing that often is an event like Coffee with the Mayor. So tell me a little bit about what's going on with this.
Yeah, this is something I've been doing for a couple of years now. And it really came about because I felt that constituents were really uncomfortable coming up to City Hall, sitting in front of the council, talking about things that they had concerns about or they were just interested about.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it'd be a good opportunity to get out of City Hall and go to the people. And so we've been doing this for a while. And essentially what we do is we go to a guest house here in Lincoln. We've tried it at some other places as well. But if you just come in, you buy a cup of coffee, it's usually on a Saturday at 9 a.m. This time it's August 30th. And we'll sit and talk for an hour, hour and a half, just about anything on your mind. I did start over the last year or so bringing along a city council member with me and or a department head so that they can talk about things that are specific. You know, we've had the chief of police on street and alleys, fire, council member, almost all council members. This time I'm branching out a little bit and I've asked Senator Turner to join us. For those who don't know, Senator Turner is actually from Logan County here, and we're very fortunate to have her, and so I get an opportunity to talk with her quite often. And I asked her if she'd be interested, and she said yes. So August 30th, we'll have Senator Turner, and then I'm bringing Alderwoman Rhonda O'Donoghue with me as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Rhonda's actively involved in a lot of things with the city also. So I hope people come out. Last time we had a really good showing. We're willing to stick around and answer questions afterwards if it goes long. But that's the idea, is just to take the government to the people and kind of get in a safe space and let them ask any questions they have.
Yeah. Now, is this an official endorsement of who has the best coffee in town?
It is not. All of our businesses are wonderful, and they all have wonderful products. They have a good meeting space. Not that others don't. We've just shown that over time. It's just very conducive to the conversation in the event, and it
Yeah.
allows people to split out a lot. So that's why we do it there. And I've got a good rapport with Ethan Hoynaki, who owns Guest House, him and his family, and so they're very gracious. They allow us to use the space, and people love it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we've got just about a minute and a half with you here. So let's just go over just a short of the LDC property and the meetings that you guys have had about that property.
Yeah, this is the news that came about last year, well, early this year, I think. And the governor has allocated $500 million to remediate 5 sites throughout the state of Illinois. Lincoln's former LDC property happens to be one of them. So we've created a task force, and that task force includes people in real estate, local business owners, Senator Turner, Representative Howder, Chris Setti from GPEDC, the Greater Peoria Economic Development Commission, I think is what that stands for. But a lot of partners that play in that space. Our local partner, Andrea Runge from Lead, she's also very instrumental in this. And so the idea is we're brainstorming on what the potential uses of that 75 acres out there could be. We want to be conscious of the residential area in that area, the new Monarch LD or Juvenile Justice Center. It's out there now, but we also want to create an opportunity for job growth and some tiny homes for veterans, residential improvement, some partnerships with local education. So we're exploring a lot of options. We met this week again. We're well on our way. Jacksonville's first in line ahead of us. They're really making good progress, but I think we're doing a good job of staying on track and seeing what we can do to get that site cleaned up as soon as possible and get it operational again.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Mayor, as we wrap up here, anything else you wanted to put out there for us?
No, I appreciate the time. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Again, that is Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch on the WHOW Morning Show. Enjoy the ribbon cutting that you're heading to.
Thank you. We will.
Yeah,
Take care.
You're listening to the WHOW Morning Show.
WHOW.
All right, Ben. Take care. Have a good day.
All right, Mr. Mayor. Oh, there he goes. Okay.